Dear friends, welcome to my video. In this video, we'll see how to implement radio buttons in a radio group in your Android app. So let's begin. We'll create a new project. Name this is radio buttons. Click finish and wait for the environment to load. It may take a while. Once the environment loads, I think I'll start the methods in parallel on the right hand side. I don't need any of the permissions. It's a very simple demo. So just go to your layout XML file, and over here I think in the widgets, oh no, not in widgets, I think in buttons. Yeah, so over here you'll see radio group and radio button, right? So what we can do it is, probably we don't need text. Oh, we'll keep a text probably, and what we'll do is we'll print our output in text. That's what we can do in this particular demo. So let me do one thing. Let me bring this text somewhere down and increase its size from 14 sp to, say for example, 24 sp. Yeah, so in parallel my app has also come up on the right hand side. I'll just minimize it for the time being, and I'll focus back on my layout. So this I've brought down. Then I'll do one thing. I'll add a radio group here, and I can increase the size probably by this way. And then one by one I can add the radio buttons. Say for example, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'll just give 4 buttons, and I can give it some name. So before that, wait, I think there is some error. So I have to give the right constraints to the radio group, and I can name this as radio group, the ID, because so that I can access it in from my Java code. And in this radio buttons, we can change the text. So say for example, we can add the text of probably alpha. No, I think it should be alpha, then beta. I'm just if you're able to see, so I'll increase the size. Beta, alpha, beta, gamma, what else, delta, probably. Yeah, these are the 4 buttons probably, but I could have put a Charlie instead of gamma because A, B, C. Yeah, I'll put Charlie, alpha, beta, Charlie, delta. Perfect. And now I'll probably put a normal button to delete this. I can put it directly in the on-click list of radio group also, but or better I'll do that only. So I'll just remove this button. I'll just put in on-click list. So I'll do one thing. I'll go to my Java code, and over here I'll create a method public void radio group on click. You can name this anything, it doesn't matter. It's just a naming I'm giving so that I know where it corresponds to. I'll come back here, and this radio group, I think I gave the ID to this radio group, I'm not sure. Yeah, and over here in this on click, so scroll down, there should be an attribute called on click. Okay, I'm not able to locate it, so I'll do one thing. I'll search it. Yeah, and in this, just call the method whatever we have just not defined. So I'll just close it. So from layout perspective, everything looks good. Now I'll come back here, and this method, I'll keep the code very simple. I'll just define a radio group, find view by id, r.id.radio group. Yeah, once I have the radio, I can do one thing. I can just call this method get check radio button id. Yeah, it will give return me the id of that particular button. So I may have to define a variable called int radio button id. And once I have the id, then what I can do it is I can get that particular button itself, radio button, find view by id, and I already have the id just now over there. So we will know the selected button id, and we'll get the radio button. And now what we can do it is, probably I'll put a switch case over here. So switch radio button dot get text. This will be a yes, I think this is what I want. So let me change it to string, And so this will tell me the text what we have defined in our layouts for each of these buttons. So say for example alpha, beta, gamma, and whatever, alpha, beta, Charlie, and delta. And here one by one I can define the case. So case will be alpha. Then probably do one thing is print in text view. Okay, I did not wait. I should first define a text view also here. Text view, finding by id r.id dot text view. And now I'll be using this particular text view to set text selected button is either you can hard code your alpha or you can take it from a input from the button. So I'll do one thing. I'll take an input as a radio button dot get text dot to string. Yeah. And then I'll break. So similarly I'll do this for beta Charlie. So I'll do one thing, control C, control V, beta Charlie delta, and then one will be default. So I have to just change the names here. Instead of this is beta Charlie, C capital I guess. I think it's case sensitive, so be careful. Delta. And in the default case I'll just print something like no button selected, something like that. No button selected. That's it, I guess. Sorry. So I think I'll rerun this code and see how it comes up. The code is pretty simple in this demo. So I'm just selecting some button and then printing the text of that in the text view down below. So right now no button is selected. So if I click somewhere here, okay. So I think anyway I can't click on the radio group unless I select a particular button here. So that makes sense. So it says selected button is beta. Selected. Yeah, it becomes delta. Now if I click on Charlie, no, I think let me sorry. Okay, I think I got it. What is the problem? So okay. So if you have noticed, I'm not sure if it was visible in the video or not. So if you select any of the radio buttons, it won't get counted as a radio group on click. So radio group on click is happening only when we are clicking on this a small pad down below. So we can either increase that area so that we have got a larger click area, or better than that, what I was doing at the start of the video, I was inserting a separate button it's all together to get that. And what I'll say is radio group selection. You can name this anything, it doesn't matter anywhere. The only thing which it matters is that we have to associate it with the method which in the on click attribute over here. So if I scroll down, perfect. Let me rerun it, and this time I'm pretty sure it will work fine. Perfect, the app has come up. So it crashed. Let me rerun it again. And I think I understood why it is crashing, because if you are not selecting any particular radio button, then this is coming as null, and then all of this part is not able to fetch anything. So I think we'll have to select something. So select button is Charlie, alpha, beta, delta. Yeah, no, it works fine. Perfect. So I'll just make it a bit bigger so that it's visible on the screen as well. So it's if I set delta, Charlie, beta, alpha, and in there will be no scenario where this will be called, because some of the other button you have to select. So if you really want to use the other one also, so what I'll do is I'll just insert one more radio button, which will like a, and I'll expand it a little bit. To accommodate that, let me do one thing. Let me select radio group and expand that itself. Yeah, and I can name this probably something like anything, other button or default. Okay, and now, yeah, and now we can test it. You can do one more thing. If you want, by default we can keep it as checked. So if you scroll down and there will be a small this, you can keep it checked. So always by default one of this particular button will be clicked, and over here I can change the text is like, instead of no button, default button selected, something like that. Yeah, now let me rerun and see how it comes up. I'm just bringing everything up so that it's visible on the screen. So if you see, okay, I'm rerunning because of the changes whatever I have done, it should get reflected. Okay, no problem. I was expecting it to all get a bit closer. I'm not sure why it is. Okay, so anyway, I'll just test it now. Now let me do one thing. Let me do a clean this. Perfect. I restarted, so now it looks good. Default button is selected. That's what we changed the text here, right? And if I select say, something else, selected button is Charlie, Alpha. So let me do it for Delta, Beta. Yeah. So I'm not sure. I hope it's now very clearly visible. I'll do once again. So if it's default, which is will be always selected when it starts. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so that's all I wanted to show you in this quick video, that how easy it is to insert radio buttons in your app for having a unique selection. All these things why it is giving warning is it should have gone as a resource and not hard coded text here. But yeah, that's fine. So that's all. I hope this video is useful to you. If you have any questions or suggestions, then please put in the comment section below. And if you like this video, then please subscribe to my channel. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye.